You're live.
We are live.
Slide down there.
Let's see, this works. This doesn't work. Good morning. Baruch Shechiyonu v'kiyimonu v'giyonu lazman hazeh. It's an extremely miragish. How do you say miragish in English? Get ready. Emotional. Yeah. I'm so miragish. I'm so excited, so emotional that I forgot the word. This is a tremendous milestone. Building a building just for Daf Yomi. We believe it's one of a kind. Ayin and how could somebody cut in? Okay. We shall continue. We're on. We're live. We Baruch Hashem had the first minyan this morning, 6:30, 30 people. We're going to have another minyan after Shir at 8 o'clock. If you miss today's Shir, there's always a night Shir at 9:20, same place. I do want to mention before we start, we could have not have done this without Yeshua Aaron Price. And Gary Ben Moshe. Both who were here until 2 o'clock in the morning. Before I begin, and before we jump into Shas, I put together a list of things of why I think Daf Yomi is so important, and what are the obstacles that people come across, and why sometimes people come the first day with such enthusiasm, and sometimes they fall, as the famous saying, B'Shabbos b'Menucha, you go through Berachos, and then all of a sudden you fall off the bandwagon. Why is it? Here are the pros. First chart of Shas. It's not about the daf, it's about the Yomi. That is, learning Daf Yomi, you learn every single day of the year. Whether it's Motzei Tisha B'Av, Yom Kippur, Yom Tov, Friday, Sunday, Shabbos, Chol Hamoed, traveling, you're always learning. And that's an amazing thing. It helps you become a better person, a better father, and a better husband. As Rameir Shapiro said, and this is what he intended, he said, Daf Yomi unites Klal Yisrael. If you travel, you can just hop into any shul and pick up where you left off. Daf Yomi unites us as a shir. The camaraderie of the Chaver and the shir is unbelievable, especially this year. We get together for siyumim. We have parties. It's true. Every single day you meet the same people. You sit with them for 45 minutes. It creates a tremendous friendship and camaraderie. It also unites you with the Tanaim and the Amoraim and the Gemara, and it unites you with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The list continues. Why Gemara? Why not Halacha? Why not Chumash, Navi? As we learned, when the Gemara talks about Lo'elam Yishalish Adam, the Taisus brings down there that the Gemara encompasses all of Torah. It includes Torah, Nevi'im, Ksuvim. It includes Kabbalah, Agada, everything. That's why Gemara. I believe, almost you could say, that every single daf in Gemara in Shas has some sort of chiddush that you've never heard of. If you haven't learned the daf before, every single day you're going to encounter some sort of chiddush that you never heard before. When you look around and you travel, especially in the United States, and you're in airports, and you see, once in a while, you see somebody holding a sefer, 90% of the time, it's going to be somebody learning the Daf Yomi. And if you come to the morning shir, there's nothing like starting off the day with a Daf Gemara. Starting off your day with Torah, it's an amazing thing. And finally, when a person sets aside time, makes a date, Kaviyachah with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, says, this is the time I'm setting aside for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that gives him an amazing connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he didn't have before. And finally, I want to talk about the Yetzer Hara, where he comes in. Here's my short list. A lot of people say, I hear this all the time, they say, Daf Yomi is way too fast. I'm not used to this, it's too fast. True, it's a good taina. They say, I don't retain. I don't remember what I learned a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Well, for that I say you have to do chazara, 8-minute daf, do chazara, but it's a good taina. And they say, look, it's not the correct way of learning. In yeshiva, we learned really slow. We learned with lamdas, Reb Baruch Ber, Reb Chaim. Well, what's this flying through it? Also good taina. But for all these things I say, what's the alternative? Are you learning lamdas? Are you learning halacha every single day? Every single day you have a chavrusa. Shabbos also. Friday night. Yantif, Matzit Tisha B'Av, yeah? If yes, okay, maybe it's not for you. But if not, this is the way to go. Also, do you know all of Torah? Have you learned all of Torah? Have you gone through all of Shas already? The famous Zohar, the Vilna Gaon talks about it, the Chavetz Chaim brings it down. Whatever you learn in this world, you get to learn with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and not only that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will explain it to you. But if you don't learn it in this world, that's it. You're done. So when they're learning up there, Zvachim and Menachas, Taharis, Nida, all these random Masechtas, Chulin, you're out. You'll learn Baba Kama, Daf Beis, Daf Gimel, Daf Dalet, and then it stops pretty much over there. So come on board, Rabbi Yisai. Let's start Shas. Let's jump into it. Here we go. It says in the pasuk, "V'shach b'chov kumecha." We say it every day in Shema, at least twice a day. There's a chiyuv d'oraisa to say Kriya Shema twice a day. Uv'shach b'cha when you lay down, uv'kumecha when you get up. Says the Mishnah, "May mosai korin Shema ba'aravin." When does this time start? When's the earliest you could start saying Kriya Shema at night? We're going to see in the Mishnah one shita, but the Gemara brings an additional 5 shitas. Misha sha'koyhanim nichnasim lechol b'trumasan. It's from Tseis HaKoychavim, from the time that you see 3 stars, but the Mishnah calls it a little funny lashon, from the time that a kohen who's tamei, a kohen that's a zav, he must go to the mikvah, he's toivel, and then you have something called v'herev shemesh, he has to wait until nightfall. Tseis HaKoychavim, if he can't eat truma until that point, he could eat after Tseis HaKoychavim. Tseis HaKoychavim. The following day, he must bring a carbon, because he's mechusar kippurim. It's a process. You go to the mikvah, you have a partial tahara, not complete. It's complete after you bring the carbon the next morning. The Mishnah teaches us that a kohen could start eating truma after Tseis HaKoychavim. So again, when can I say Kriya Shema? Tseis HaKoychavim, when there's 3 stars, 3 medium stars. Mishnah Berurah Paskins, 3 small stars, because it's hard to differentiate mediums, large. We'll go with the small stars. Now, Rashi, let's see Rashi. It's kedai to start off the Masechta with some Rashi. Like 8 lines down. In Cain, Rashi says, Lama kairin oisa bebeis hakneses. Why do people say Kriya Shema in Shul early? They used to have early Minyanim, early Shabbos. If the shir is only after Tseis HaKoychavim, so you're wasting your time. Why are you saying it at all? Skip it. If you're going to say it afterwards, you're going to repeat Kriya Shema, so why say it at all? You're right. There's hardly a reason. The reason is because we want to start Shemoneh Esrei with Torah. And therefore, since you're not Yotze anyways, say it once it becomes dark. And then Rashi sticks in here something that Rishonim are mechulik on him, but he holds with Kriyas Parsha Rishonim Shalom Kairei Al Mitasi Yatza. You Yotze with Kriya Shema Lamita, 1 parsha. You see the plan here. Okay. Gewalt. So that's 1 shita in Kriya Shema. And we're going to see an additional 5. So now, until what time can you say Kriya Shema? At Soifu Ashmur Harishoino Divir Eliezer. Eliezer says, up until the 3rd of the night. The night is divided into 3 parts. The 3 watches of the Malachim, until the end of that watch, it's 3rd of the night. Chachamim Mayrim at Chatzois, half the night. You could say Kriya Shema until the light of dawn, which is basically 90 minutes before Netzachama, or some say 72 minutes, somewhere between 72 and 90 minutes before Nates. Maisu Bono Mebeis Hamishta, Reb Gamliel's sons came home from a chasana. Amr Loi Le Karino Shema. We didn't say Kriya Shema. Amr Lahem Im Loi Olo Amud HaShachar Chayovim Matim Likrois. Amchuligan Chachamim who say until Chatzois, you must say Kriya Shema now all the way until Amud HaShachar. V'lo B'zul V'ad Amru. It's not only that. El Kol Ma She'omru Chachamim HaChatzois Mitzvason Ad Sheyale Amud HaShachar. So there are other mitzvahs that there's machlokes that Chachamim say until Chatzois, and you should know it's not until Chatzois. Everybody agrees that it's until Amud HaShachar. For instance, Hektor Chalovim Ve'ivarim, you put the chalev of the animals on the Mizbeach, the Ivarim of the oilo you put on the Mizbeach. Mitzvah son Ad Sheyale Amud HaShachar, there's a mitzvah to put it on all the way until the light of dawn. After the light of dawn, what is it called? It's called Lina. It's no good. You got to throw it out. All the karbonas that you could only eat for one day. Shlamim, all the kachim kalim you could eat for 2 days. But kachim, like a chatas ha'ashim, you could only eat it for one day. You could eat it all the way till Amud HaShachar. Why did Chachamim say this Chatzois? Where do they come up with Chatzois? In order to distance people from an Aveira, and that be'etzem is really a lot of what we have in Shas. A lot of what Chachamim say is a geder, is the inyan of to be marchik a person from an Aveira, muktzah, all these things. To put some sort of fence, a distance between the Aveira and yourself. You might procrastinate, you might forget to say Kriya Shema. So they said, listen, you got to say it until Chatzois. No, we got to take some video. No, from this. Just do a quick, yeah. So the Olam watching. I also, by the way, I just want to mention, forgot to mention, I want to say hello to, we have a Chabura in Manchester, over 11 people that watch us consistently.
We got 22 guys.
22 people in Manchester. So I want to say hello to the Manchester guys. Live. Okay, live now. Very good. We have also some people in Los Angeles. We have David. So we have Avrami from Brooklyn. So hello to all you guys and all the new guys that started subscribing in the last few days. Shalom Aleichem. To 6,000 new subscribers on the 8-minute daf. Shalom Aleichem to you guys too. All right, Zokti Gemara. Huh? Kaplan? You're the Kaplan. All right, Shalom Aleichem Yehuda. Says the Gemara. Tana heiche koi diktoni mei masai. Usually, if you give a Hagdama, you explain what Kriya Shema is, then I could tell you when do you have to say Kriya Shema by. But why do you suddenly just jump in and say, when's my Kriya Shema? I don't even know that there's such a concept called Kriya Shema that you're telling me that there's a Zman of Kriya Shema. Visu, and another question, Maishna the Tani Ba'arvis Bereisha. There's 2 Kriya Shemas, there's the morning and the evening. Why did the Mishnah choose to start Shas with Ma'ariv? Listen to Shachris Bereisha. Says the Gemara, Tano Akrokoi. The Tana of the Mishnah is talking about the pasuk. He's continuing with the pasuk, the famous pasuk, the Chsiv, B'shach b'cha uvkumecha, when you lay down and when you get up. And this is what it means. My Kriya Shema d'shchiva imas. When people lay down, what does that mean? What time do people lay down? Misha shakoyhanim nichnasim lecho b'trumason. From Tzeisak Yechavim. V'bayisayim, I'll tell you another pshat. So this pshat is telling me, the first pshat is, when is it considered laying down? Laying down is from koyhanim nichnasim lecho b'trumason. Let's look at the creation of the world. What? Which is, oh, okay, yeah. Why do we start? Right, that's what I'm getting there. But thank you. Yeah. We're looking at the creation of the world. It says in the pasuk, "Vayerev vayivoker yoyim echad." First, the Torah talks about the evening, And then the Torah talks about the morning, so therefore we are also going to discuss the morning and the evening. So we'll see in a second what Taisa says, that's what Noah was referring to. Ihachi asked the Gemara, Seifa diktani b'shachar mevarach shtayim lefaneh, v'achas la'achareh. On Daf Yomi, if we're going to get there really quickly, Be'ezer Hashem, it says that the Mishnah starts off, what are the Berachos Kriya Shema? Berachos Kriya Shema in the morning, there's 2 before Shema and 1 after Kriya Shema. Ube'erev, in the evening, mevarach shtayim lefaneh, v'shtayim la'achareh, 2 before and 2 after. Over there, if you're talking about Brias Shel Olam, if it's dependent on how the world was created, so the Mishnah over there should start with the evening, because that's how the world was created. So there's a certain order how things go. Like the creation of the world, first goes evening, then goes night. Taisus points out, the first pshat of, we're trying to explain what b'shach b'cha means. What's laying down? When do you say Kriya Shema? When you lay down. Well, that doesn't have to do with Berachos Kriya Shema. That has to do with Kriya Shema itself. B'shach b'cha v'kumecha is talking about Kriya Shema, not the Berachos Kriya Shema. Okay. Listening the Arbis Berachos. So if so, as the Gemara, how come that Mishnah doesn't start off with the 2 brachas of Ma'ariv, just like our Mishnah started off with Ma'ariv? Why does that Mishnah, Daf Yomi, start with Shachris? Says the Gemara, Tana Pasach b'Arvis, v'hoda Tana b'Shachris. First, we talk about Ma'ariv, and then we talk about the morning. Once we're holding by the morning, then we talk about Berachos Kriya Shema, the Koy b'Shachris, Parashmili the Shachris. We don't want to go backwards and skip Shachris. We're already holding by Shachris. Then we'll talk about Berachos Kriya Shema, while the Parish Le'imili Da'arvis, and afterwards we go into Ma'ariv. Omar Mar, Mishosh HaKoyanim Nechnasim Lechel B'Trumasam. A Koyen, when he's a Zav, a Metzoira, he's Tamei, he can't eat Truma, so he has to go to the mikvah. He goes to the mikvah, and then he can start eating Truma after Tzesek HaChavim. Michti Koyanim Emiskach Li Truma Mishas Tzesek HaChavim. We know that a kohen could start eating by nightfall. When it's completely dark, Tzesek HaChavim. Listening Mishnas Tzesek HaChavim. So then why is the Mishnah telling me this whole long lashon? It's too many words. Just say Tzesek HaChavim. That's what everybody understands. The Mishnah wants to tell us another chiddush in its words. What's the time? When can they start eating truma? There's a process. You have to go to the mikvah before shkia. Then you can start eating truma after tzesek chavim. But you're not finished if you're a kohen until the morning, until you bring a carbon. When you're a zav garba, we just finished nida, we just finished all these halachas. A zav agdayla who saw 3 re'iyos brings a carbon. That's the difference between a zav ktana and a zav agdayla. She has to bring a carbon and wait 7 days. A zav only after 2 re'iyos, he's a zav gamor, but after 3 re'iyos, he has to bring a carbon. When? The following morning. You can't bring a carbon at night, you bring a carbon the following morning. The chiddush is that a kohen doesn't have to bring a carbon in order to eat truma. You can eat truma right away, right by when it's nightfall. By tzesek chavim. Kedesanya uba hashemesh v'tar. If you read these words without looking to the Gemara, uba hashemesh v'tar. What does it tell you? Just simple taich in the Gemara. Uba hashemesh. What does it mean uba? Usually, I would think, I'm not an Israeli. I don't know Hebrew that well, but I would think uba hashemesh means when the sun comes out. Uba. How do you know? That's what you think. Uba means set? You're picking in the art scroll. Can't do that. I said if you didn't look, weiter. Uba Hashemesh v'tar. Uba Hashemesh, says the Gemara, no. Uba Hashemesh means the sun goes down. And what does the word v'tar mean? V'tar. Referring to who? The kohen. The kohen doesn't become tar until the following morning, really, after he brings the carbon. So what does the word v'tar mean? Says the Gemara, Bia Shimshoi Makvasim Ilechel B'Truma. Because the continuation of the pasuk is Uba Hashemesh v'tar v'achar yoichal min hakodeshim. And right afterwards he could eat from kachim. What does it mean? That the sun is preventing him from eating kachim, meaning you have to wait until shkia. V'en kaparasim makvasim ilechel b'truma. And then what's v'tar? Umimai dahayu ba Hashemesh bias Hashemesh. So now the Gemara explains a little bit what it was talking about. How do you know Ba Shemesh means that the Shemesh goes down, the sun goes down? V'hai v'tar tahar yoima. So we have to explain the word v'taher. V'tar means not that the person becomes tar, rather it means that the daylight is gone. It's clean. V'tar is a clean, lashon of clean. First you have shkia, but still, you can still see. V'tar is completely dark. When is that? That's Seisek Echavim. In other words, the Torah is telling us, Uba Shemesh v'tar, when could a kohen eat truma? V'tar, when it's Seisek Echavim. How do I know that that's what it means? Returning the page, Rabbi Isai, first turn of the page in the Masechta of Shas. 10 minutes, right. Nice one. What's that? Right. Right. And now we're not holding there. We're holding, not holding by a kapara, we're holding that Vitar means the day is gone. No, how can you have a kapara? It's in between. Gonna get to what? I hear. Okay, I hear what you're saying. You're saying you're making enough community between Vitar and kapara. I hear. Okay, good. Says the Gemara, Dilma bi'asoyrehu.
No, this is that he has to become tar to be able to eat truma. He's not tar to be able to eat truma.
So you're helping his question. You're saying that Vitar makes sense. He could eat truma at night. But what's the word Vitar?
Only the next day.
No, truma he could eat right away. That's what he's saying. As the Gemara, Dilma bi'asoyrehu. Maybe Ba Shemesh means like some of us thought. Ba Shemesh, when the sun comes out, Umay Vitar. And now it will make sense. Vitar, the Gemara understands Vitar means that he has a complete tahara when? The following morning, after he brings his carbon. Vitar, tahar gavra. How? By bringing his carbon, not just by daylight. Once it's daylight, I can bring a carbon, then Vitar, he becomes tar. And then he could eat truma. Maybe only then he could eat truma. I'm telling this person what to do, so it should say, Vitar, and he shall bring a carbon. My Vitar, and automatically becomes tar. What happens automatically? The sun goes down. That you don't have to take any action. But if he doesn't become tar until he does something, until he brings a carbon, so it should say viyitar. So the lashon is not meduyik to be talking about bringing a carbon. Elamai is talking about the day. The night. In other words, the night came. It says the sun went down and disappeared. It's clean. There's a clean slate. There's no light at all. Vitar. My vitaher tar yoima. The day is completely clean. Kedamri inchi, like there's a saying, I orev shimsha v'idaki yoima. Idaki means it went, it's clean. Vitar, it's a lashon of vitar. Another way of saying in Aramaic, clean. The day is clean. It's teisek echavim. B'marav in Eretz Yisrael, hod Rabbi Barav Shilo lo yishmilu. They didn't hear this. Ubo la mibaya, and they asked it as a question and an answer. Hayuba Shemesh. What does Uba Shemesh mean in the pasuk? Biashim shoyu, does it mean that the sun went down? Umay v'tar tar yoima, and the word v'tar will refer to seisek echavim. Oidilma bias oru, or perhaps it means that the sun went up. Umay v'tar. So now the sun, you can't say that the day is clean. The opposite. There's a lot of light outside now. V'tar tar gavra. It's referring to the person. He became tar because now he brought a carbon and he's completely tar from his tumah. Well, the pashtulo mebraisa. And they came up with the pshat because it says in the Brisa, Mektana beBrisa, similar davar. I'll give you a simon when a kohen could eat truma. Seisek echavim. It's a great simon. If you want to remember when a kohen could eat truma, remember it's seisek echavim. Rabbi, how many people are we here today?
Over 60.
Over 60. Anybody over 70? No? No? Mr. Kornbluth, over 70. Let's keep it like this. Don't drop out tomorrow. Let's keep it going. Bring your friend. We need to get to 70. Rabbi Isai, I'm looking bad here. Over 60 people. B'li ayin hara. Ken Yirbu. Oh, that's a good point. In Shas, what Hill's trying to ask is that in Shas, Omar Mar is usually referring to Atan in the Gemara. Never do we see Omar Mar in the Mishnah. It's very, very rare. I don't know if any. I haven't looked it up, but I don't recall Omar Mar referring to somebody in the Mishnah. Okay, it's a once in a lifetime thing. On Berachos Daf Beis. Hopefully, maybe we'll see it again. What's that? Yeshua's busy. We're in the middle of a sugya. He's thinking about coffee. Here, come, sure. You got to up the number a little bit. We got to get to 70. Sit down. Elazar. Bo, Chashmalei, bo. Bo is the base. Bo, Kanes. Nati, Nachon Nati. Bo. Nati did a tremendous job. We still don't have lights, but he did a tremendous job. Okay, fine. Well, later. We'll talk about this later. You're worried about Chashmal. He's worried about coffee. Let's go weiter. 5 minutes. I can't see my clock. I don't know what time. Put it over here. Put it over here. Further on the thing. Further. Okay, good. Yeah, perfect. Right there. Truth is, we'll get there. All right. No, we're talking about the Mishnah. It says the Gemara. So since the Brisa says Tzeis HaKechavim, so that tells me Shema Mino Biashim Shoyu. Don't have a Shaila that Vitar Hashemesh is referring to the morning. We're talking about the evening. Tzeis HaKechavim says Mefurish in the Brisa. Tzeis HaKechavim, no question. Shema Mino Biashim Shoyu Ma Vitar Tar Yoima. Omar. We learned in the Mishnah who Rebbe Misha Shakoyanim Nechlasim Lechol B'Trumason. When, who was it, Rebbe Lezer? Whoever wrote the Mishnah. So, what's the zman of when you could start saying, they're already talking. We just started Shas, they're already schmoozing. You're too tired. He was up here till 3 in the morning, Rabbi Isai. Putting on the lights, the electric went out, the this, everything. Raminu mei masai koyer mishma ba'rovin mishani nichnas lecho pitoy b'melach. There's a new zman. We're going to go through 5 zmanim now. Now, we're going to make it easy. There's 6 zmanim. And this I put in the order of the zman, not in the order of how it appears in the Gemara. The first zman is Rebbe Eliezer. He says shkia. Oh, I have to mention, we are going to have flat screen TVs that are going to show these things so you can see it from any spot. We're going to have real tables, nice furniture. We're going to have real heat, the Mitsubishi air conditioners that are up there. They're hooked up. Just Mitsubishi themselves have to come down and turn the system on. We're going to have that also. We're going to have a gorgeous ceiling. You're not going to believe what it's going to look like. Windows, doors, everything. The fact that we're here now is a nace.
If you want to see the charts on your phone, just join the WhatsApp group and you'll have the charts on your phone while the shares are going on.
Okay. And we do have a $2,000 camera that will enable us to have the charts at the same time. Gary's going to be working. Right up there, by the way, is the gallery. We have couches sent in from America. Somebody donated in America couches, lazy boys. So if you're lazy and you don't feel like learning that much, but you want to be here and chill out, that's the area. You do have to climb up a ladder to get there. And you're going to be with Gary. And you know how it works in those, the guys that control the video systems and the audio, that's up there. Anyway, so the first shita is Rebbe Eliezer. He says shkia, and what is it called in Gemara? Shabbos. When Shabbos comes in, we all know shkia. When the siren goes off, that's the first shir. That's when you can start saying Kriya Shema. Reb Meir, there's 2 shitas in the Gemara, and the Gemara is going to ask, it's a contradiction. First shita, Reb Meir says, slightly before Tzeis HaKechavim. That's why in my chart, I try to be cute, and I put 2 stars. It's not 3 yet, but it's 2. It's right before Tzeis HaKechavim, and what is that called? Kohanim Tovlim. When a kohen goes into the mikvah, when does a kohen go to the mikvah? He has to go to the mikvah before Tzeis HaKechavim. Otherwise, you don't have a Erev Shemesh. He has to go right before the sun goes down, before Tzeis HaKechavim. Rabbi Shua is the Mishnah. Tzeis HaKechavim, that's the middle shita, 3 stars, 3 medium stars. Then you have Chanina. Rav Chanina says, slightly after Tzeis HaKechavim, I put 4 stars. And that's when the poor person who doesn't have a candle, he comes in to eat his bread. It's right after Tzeis HaKechavim. And Remeir in the second shita, it's not clear exactly where it is in terms of Tzeis HaKechavim not, but he says, when people, Klal Yisrael sits down to eat their meal on Friday night. It's before people sit down to eat dinner on the regular night because it's already prepared, the wife puts it out when you're in shul, slightly earlier. And then you have Rav Acha, who's the latest time, and he says that's when people sit down to eat their meal in the weekday. Those are the 6 shitas. Let's see it inside. Misha ani nichnas lechol pita b'melach. Who's this ani? He doesn't have a candle. Ad sha'ah sha'oimed lipoter mitech sudase. Until the time that he's done with his meal. There's a very cool Tosfos here. Misha ani nichnas lechol pita b'melach. Says Tosfos Tema. Ani gufei masa yispalo. This shear of an ani, he goes in to eat his bread. When in the world is he going to say Kriya Shema? You can't say Kriya Shema while you're eating. You can't say Kriya Shema after you eat. So when he's going to say Kriya Shema? His shear is when he eats, when he's going to say it. It's a cool kasha. The Amr is Zman Achilasi had his man Kriya Shema. V'kim Shabbat Zman Kriya Shema, so that was Sudash Yispal Bereisha. You're not allowed to eat. Once the time comes, that exact Zman comes, you're not allowed to eat dinner. It's too late. His man is exactly, until she look what it says in the Gemara. When's the time of an ani? When he starts his meal, and when he finishes the meal is the end of the shear. It's a very short shear. And don't forget, he only has one piece of bread. So it takes about 2.5 minutes, the whole shear. So when exactly is he going to say it? The problem is the Tosfos isn't because he's not allowed to start. Rabbi said that's Menachem Mata. I love when he comes to shear. He puts me in my place most of the time. Baruch Hashem. Yeah, what? Yeah. Right. Exactly. You're not allowed to start eating. So maybe when he's gonna. Oh, he'll eat real quickly. You're saying.
No, I'm saying. Just not asking about saying after eating or not. Depending on the place of the start, but he can't start.
He can't start before he eats, and he's eating. So when does he eat? When does he say Kriya Shema? It's a little bit of a problem because the soisman is also the end of when he eats. And Kriya Shema, especially if you daven Chaniche. I can't see anything. Okay, share's over, Rabbi Say. I spoke about Chaniche for a second. The guy Chaniche. If Kriya Shema is 6 minutes, and it takes an ani only 2.5 minutes to say to eat his bread, we have a problem. So here that it's slightly before the ani starts eating his bread. Slightly before. When they're preparing his meal, that's when he sits down to say Kriya Shema. You understand his meal? His meal is a piece of bread. Over here, I just chapped. You have a good raya how long Kriya Shema should take in a regular minyan. The time it takes to prepare a piece of bread and salt.
Are you saying that once he started eating, he doesn't have to interrupt even the Kriya Shema is right?
No, but he's not. If starting to eat, he's chayiv misa, says Tosfos. He's chayiv misa for starting to eat because Chacham said you shouldn't eat before you say Kriya Shema. Once he starts eating, it's a different story. Oh, Rabbi Say, very important thing I forgot to say. You see, if I don't write it down, I forget. Tonight, Be'ezer Hashem, at 7:30, right here, we're going to do Chanukas Habayis and a Siyum Hashas. We have a great caterer, Tobin from Telstone. It's going to be great food. We hope very few speeches, if any. Most of the speeches are on a beautiful video presentation that Menachem Schloss right over there in the back. Highly recommended. He put together. He's up all night also putting together. And he worked on it for the 2 months of the building. It shows how the building goes up and a lot of other cool things. Reb Chaim Kanievsky is in the video telling us that we should learn in this building and everybody must come to my shir. All right. Anyway, so tonight everybody's invited, 7:30. All right. I did not prepare that one. Where are we? We do have 10 minutes. We got to slow this down because it's all about the Yomi, it's not about the Daf. We don't try to finish the Daf, we try to learn Torah. And if it includes jokes and everything, it's also part of it. Zog the Gemara. I have no idea where we are because my. We have a lot to do. Okay. By the way, if you're new here, Amud Beis usually takes 7 minutes, while Amud Aleph takes 33 minutes. That's how it usually takes. But now we're on a good pace. Zog the Gemara. So we have two things in this shita. When can you start saying Kriya Shema? When a poor person sits down to eat. When do you stop saying Kriya Shema? When a poor person finishes eating. One thing is certain, that this shear of finishing eating for a poor person is nothing like we've seen in the Mishnah. It doesn't go well with a third of the night, because let's say a poor person, let's say it takes him 10 minutes to eat. A third of the night is a few hours. Chatzos is more than a few hours. And Amud HaShachar is the entire night. So this shear certainly doesn't go like that. Can the first part of that statement, when a poor person sits down to eat, can it go together with our Mishnah? That's what we're going to try to figure out. And obviously the answer is no. That's why we have 6 shitas. Seifa vadai pligamas nisim. The second part that it ends when a poor person finishes a meal cannot go with our Mishnah. Reisha, milema pligamas nisim. Perhaps the Reisha does go with our Mishnah. Loi, says the Gemara, no. Ani v'koyin chachiyuru. So the Gemara starts off saying it's a havamina. A poor person, the shear of a person sitting and eating, sitting down to eat, is the same exact time as when a kohen could eat truma, which is seisek echavim. We're going to go away from that. Remino, I have a question. We're introducing another time. When people the Friday night meal. You know, I used to have a shear here in this shul in Bnei Yeshivas, and it was a big scandal. Reb Pessin said, I can't do the shear because people come home late, and it says in the Mishnah Berurah, he whipped out a Mishnah Berurah, that you can't delay the Suda Friday night, it's not nice to the wife, and and then he went to Reb Chaim Kanievsky. Reb Chaim Kanievsky said, if the shear is 7 minutes, it's fine. So we had people have to sign up. They had to do a contract that if they come to my shir, they have permission from their wife. Nobody signed it besides Yedidi Kramer's wife, and that was it. And Reb Pessin would get up every single Friday night after 7 minutes. He'd look at his clock, get up, Reb Chaim Kanievsky said, and he'd leave.
I didn't say 8 minutes.
8 minutes. It was the sikkum of the Mishnah Berurah Yomi of that week. It's a great program, Ayin Sham. Anyway. 7 minutes, yeah. In other words, it's slightly earlier than the time that we have right now. Now we have Reb Meir. So what does Reb Meir say? Friday night meal. Must be the Chachamim say something different than Reb Meir. It's another shita, right? That's what we have in the Mishnah. When Kohanim could eat truma. So Reb Meir, who doesn't say Kohanim, he says the meal Friday night, that must mean something earlier than Tzeisek Echavim. Simla davar Tzeisek Echavim, Chachamim are Tzeisek Echavim. V'av pishein raya l'davar, zeichel l'davar. We can bring some sort of simon from the pasuk shenemar v'anachnu oisim b'malacha. We're working in the Beis Hamikdash over there. V'chetzio machazikim b'ramachim. Half of them are holding onto the spears. Me'alois hashachar Tzeisek Echavim. So the pasuk says from the light of dawn till Tzeisek Echavim, which is literally what our Mishnah says. Those two zmanim, Tzeisek Echavim to dawn. V'oimer, and I have another raya. The following pasuk says, "V'hayu lanu halayla mishmor v'hayoy milacha." The night is we stand guard, and the day is for work. My v'oimer, why do I need another pasuk? V'chitema miki arva shimsha leilehu. Maybe you'll say that when shkia comes, that's the night. But the pasuk says Tzeisek Echavim. You know what? Vinu the mechashichem ekadmi. You're talking about workaholics. They worked extra. It doesn't mean that the night starts at Tzeisek Echavim. It's just telling you when they punched out. They worked all the way to Tzeisek Echavim. But the night starts at Shkia, not at Tzeisek Echavim. Tashma, that's why I need another pasuk. Vayilonu halayla mishmar, vayoy melacha. That's it. So pasuk says that it's Laila. What's Laila? Dark. Not when the sun goes down. When it becomes dark, that's the night, and that's what we have in our Mishnah. Kosoka daitoch. Now I need to prove that what the Gemara started out saying. The Gemara started saying perhaps the shear of a kohen eating truma is the same as the shear of a poor person sitting down. We're trying to say that's not the same shear. What's the raya? Kosoka daitoch the ani ubnei adam chachi yuruhu. Perhaps when a poor person sits down to eat, and when a person eats his meal on Friday night, it's the same exact shear. Yeah, regular people eat their night meal at a different time than a poor person, but perhaps the Shabbos meal that's earlier than a regular night meal, that's the same shear as a poor person. Wait a minute, look what's going on here. If this shear of Shabbos and the kohen eating truma and a ani eating, if they're the same, then what's the difference between Reb Meir and Chachamim? Reb Meir says one shear, and I said when we learned it, we said Chachamim oimrim, that means Chachamim are mechulik on Reb Meir. He's saying something different. How could it be that it's the same shear? Then it'll come out that Shabbos and kohen eating and ani eating are all the same. El shmamina ani shiur lechod v'koyin shiur lechod. Must be that the shear of a poor person and a koyin are different shiur. Says the Gemara, no, we have three things. Who told you to say that the ani and a koyin are one shear and Lil Shabbos is the second shear? Let's break it up differently. Loi, ani v'koyin chat shiura. The poor person and a koyin is one. Vani b'nei adam lav chat shiuru. Says the Gemara, vani v'koyin chat shiuru. How can you tell me that a poor person and a koyin are one? V'riminu, it says, Mei masay matchilim likras shma b'arvin. When do you start saying Kriya Shema in the evening? Oh, here's a new one. Misha shekadosh hayom b'arvi shabbos. From Bein Hashmashos. Divri Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer says, from Bein Hashmashos, we're going to see in a second what that means. Bein Hashmashos, we know, is that in between Zman. We don't know what it is, if it's night or day, if it's Sunday or Monday the following day. And Divri Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Shua Omer, Misha shakoyanim mitoyarim lechol b'trumasam. Tzeisek echavim. Rabbi Meir Omer, Misha shakoyanim toivlim lechol b'trumasam. Why? It has to be slightly earlier, like we explained before, that the kohanim must be toivel the day before, because they have a herav shemesh. It has to be before Bein Hashmashos. Then comes the night, and that's something else. Amalei Rabbi Yehuda v'aloi kohanim b'od yoyim toivlim. Wait a minute, that's how could you say Kriya Shema? It's not night. The pasuk says it was shachbecha when you lay down. That's already daytime. Rabbi Chanina Omer, Misha sha'ani nichnas lechol pitoy b'melach. Poor person. Rabbi Chai Omer, the last sheet of Amri lo Rabbi Acha Omer, Misha shorei b'nei adam nichnasim lahasev. Haseva. Where do we have a seva? On Pesach night. Because in those days, they would lean when they ate. When people come to eat dinner. If you're telling me that the poor person in the coin is one shear, look what happens here. Poor person right over here and a kohen right above him are one, then it comes out that Reb Chanina, Hainu Reb Yeshua, Reb Chanina and this are the same. You can't have that this is the same shear. Must be that one is before the other one. Reb Yeshua is Tzeisek Echavim, Reb Chanina is slightly after Tzeisek Echavim. Shma Mina, Reb Chanina Reb Yeshua, Elalav Shma Mina, Shir the Ani Lechud, Shir the Kohen Lechud. Shma Mina. Now which one is first? Maybe Reb Yeshua is after Reb Chanina. It makes sense that the Ani is right after Tzeisek Echavim. Why? The Amris, the Ani Mugdam, Reb Chanina, Hainu Reb Eliezer. Then it comes out, what's before Tzeisek Echavim? Slightly in the daytime. But we already have a daytime one called Shkia. What's in between Shkia and Tzeisek Echavim? Nothing. You can't stick in another Zman. It's day, when the sun goes down, and then you have Tzeisek Echavim, night. Once night comes, I can have a few shiurim. It's a lot night, it's 4 stars, 10 stars. But what's this in between thing? Then Reb Chanina is already jumping to the first sheet of Shkia, and that we can't have. Let's go 1 minute. It's a great taina. It's still daytime. How can you say Kriya Shema? Says the Gemara. You think I'm talking about your Ben Hashmoshes? Look over here. Rabbi Yehuda says Ben Hashmoshes takes from when the sky is still red until it's dark. It's 9 minutes approximately. It takes a long time. A chatzi mil. I'm not talking about yours. I'm talking about this short period right when you're done. Rabbi Yossi begins. We just had a nida. That's why I'm going slightly quick, and it's also 1 minute to Shachris. So this is Keherifayin. Nobody could even know what time that is. I know Ben Hashmoshes Rabbi Yossi Ka'amina Adam. Rabbi Yossi Ben Hashmoshes Keherifayin. Zenichnas v'ziyoytze v'yeshel amid alav. Fine, we'll stop right over here. We'll see you Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Shachris right now, 8 o'clock.